Good morning, everybody. We're so excited to have you here today. Welcome to the reopening of the Downtown Public Library. What a crowd. So my name is Bridget Quinn. I am the president and CEO of the Hartford Public Library, and this library has been closed, essentially closed to the public for almost 2 years. The catastrophic flood we had in December of 22 was devastating, and it has taken this long for us to be able to come back from that and be able to reopen to you for the public. So I just want to thank you for your patience, for your support as we navigate through this very long process. Today is such a big day, and we would not be here if it weren't for the support of the state of Connecticut. We are joined, thankfully, by Speaker of the House, Matt Ritter, who's here with us today. And also from all the support that we've received from the City of Hartford, and Mayor Arlen Plum is here with us today. Mr. Speaker, we're able to reopen today repaired and also renewed because of the support that the state has provided to this project for our first phase and will also be providing through to our second phase. Thank you so much for your stalwart support of the public library and for ensuring that we can continue and now restore the services that our community depends on us for. So please help me welcome Speaker of the House, Matt Ritter.
Good morning, everybody. I don't know if it's good that we can be outside the week before Thanksgiving, but it is a beautiful day here in November. Let me say this. I was just talking to longtime neighbor David Barrett. I was reading the newspaper a couple of years ago. It was Christmas Eve, so I guess I was reading it Christmas morning, and you saw the news about the flood at the downtown library. And my immediate reaction was to flash back to my days on the city council, which I think of more fondly now that I'm 15 years removed from them, perhaps. And I remember there was an issue, we had budgetary issues and challenges and constraints, and some of the cuts affected the hours of operation for a few of the public library branches. And I've never seen the community come out like that. And I think about a Jerry Sullivan or a Steve Harris or a Mark DeBella or a David Barrett or people who've given their lives to the board of the library and how much quickly we reversed those cuts. And I also remember the state helped with that by providing some grants to keep it open. So I'm reading this article a decade after my time on the city council, and it hit the same way as it felt then. I knew that this closure would impact the people who need it most. And I'm at a point in my life in politics where I really value more and more and see the value of public spaces. It's why we're going to open Batterson Park next summer, hopefully, and get people back to enjoy the recreation that's been shuttered for 2.5 decades. It's why we're reopening library branches. It's why last week the mayor and I are at the Boys and Girls Club to reopen that. It's unfortunate that in cities like Hartford, it's the public, we're the ones that can least afford, with our tax base, the public spaces like libraries and parks. Yet it's more important and most important in the cities to have a great park system and a great public library system. Yeah. So I want to thank the governor because I'm a real pain to him at times. But we have now provided $8.3 million in 2 tranches to restore the downtown library branch. And if you go to Park Street, it was the state of Connecticut that helped finance that library. And I know Barber Street needs money, and we're going to deliver that too. So let me close with this, right? I know there's a lot of people who are skeptical of government, the good that it can do, and I don't deny it, right? Government's not perfect, it can't solve all the problems, and that leads to frustration. But when it comes to delivering on public space in the city of Hartford, there is no delegation, none, in the history of the city that has done more than ours, and we'll continue to fight every day for Hartford residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to the Hartford delegation, and of course the governor, for the incredible support that the Hartford Public Library gets from the state of Connecticut. And now I'd like to invite our mayor up to speak. And both administrations have made sure that this library restoration has been a priority. And I can't thank the city and this mayor enough for making sure that we have been able to keep on that path, and that all of the resources that are available at the city through our partnership have been made available to us. So please help me welcome Mayor Lumlum.
Well, thank you so much, Bridget. I'll give this ambulance a second to pass. Thank you so much, Bridget. Before I start, can we just hear it for Bridget and the staff of the best library in the country? Thank you to David Baird and the board. I see a number of board members over there. My colleague, Councilman Amilcar Hernandez, who's here. Look, all of us know that this is not just a library. It's not just a repository of books. This is the open door to our city. For so many residents, this is the door to our city. For new arrivals to the city, for immigrants trying to navigate both legal barriers and actual barriers, language barriers in their society, this is the point of entry. For our unhoused population, who just deserves the decency of a place to sit down and read a book on a cold winter day, or to go on the internet and be able to access online resources. This is the door to our city. For our youth, who are small children up in the children's reading room like my kids were learning to read, to the folks in the U Media, accessing all sorts of online, all sorts of innovative content that they wouldn't otherwise have access to. This is the door to our city. And we've got so many great neighborhood branches, and the speaker alluded to this. We just completed Park Street, and that's in my neighborhood. I can tell you it has had such a huge impact on that neighborhood. We're going to continue to work to get Barber Street done, to do the expansion in Albany. But this is the hub for those folks. And for 2 years almost, that door has been closed for so many. And I also remember that Christmas Eve 2 years ago, I got an email. I was on the board still, and I got an email, and I couldn't stop thinking about it throughout that Christmas. I couldn't stop thinking about the impact that was going to have on our city. And I think downtown residents notice the impact on our unhoused population. I think that folks who work with immigrant groups in the city notice the impact on our immigrant groups. I think all of us notice the impact on our children. And so to have this living room to the city, this open door, reopen, is such a huge bomb in the midst of a very, very cold winter, hopefully eventually, cold winter. It is such an important bomb in the midst of this city, in the midst of our downtown. And it could not happen, and I want to be clear about this, could not happen without $8.3 million from the state. And thank you, Speaker Ritter, for going to bat for us. But today is a good day in Hartford. Today is a great day in Hartford, and I'm so proud to share it with all of you. Thank you.
The library has a very close relationship with the city of Hartford, even though the library is 250 years old and started as an association library, and we still are. We rely on the support of the city to make sure that we can hire our fabulous staff and offer the programs and collections that you've all come to rely on. And we wouldn't be able to do that not only without the mayor's support, but also the support of the city council. So, Councilman Hernandez, would you like to say a few words?
I think a few months ago when we were talking about the celebration of the 250th anniversary, I was telling Bridget, my story of how important libraries are to me. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and in my neighborhood there was absolutely nothing to do, except there was a library. And I felt compelled to visit the library because one of my friends told me, hey, there's something, we could play games there, there's something to do, and that evolved into me becoming probably the most loyal customer of the library at that time. And I didn't know how important it was to me. I thought it was just a place for me to hang out and be in a safe place. I didn't have to be dealing with everything that was going on out in my neighborhood. But now in retrospective, I understood the importance of the library in my life. I had a rough life, but the library was a safe haven for me. And if nothing more than being a safe haven, it really guided me in the direction that I needed to be guided, because it had the foundation for me to understand the difference between doing the right thing and doing the wrong thing. And I was supported by so many loving staff in that particular library. And I know that that's the work that many of our staff in the libraries throughout the city do on a daily basis. So I told Bridget, this is important to me. It's very personal to me. I didn't get to come to the libraries as a child here in Hartford, but I did in Puerto Rico. And I know how meaningful it is to have a place like this in our city. So thank you, Bridget, for all the work that you do. And I really appreciate it. So congratulations for the 250th.
The impact of libraries inspire people to then become politicians and public officials and serve our community. And I mean, what better story of success is there than that? So thank you so much. We relied on our partners in our community so heavily when we were unable to use this building. We went to Center Church, we went to the Old State House, we went to South Church. We were offered with open arms so many places and partnerships because of the connections that we have in this community, and because of, I would just say, the love this community has for each other and the appreciation of the work that we all do. So I want to say thank you so much to our partners for helping us during this transition, and continue to help, because we're not fully renovated yet, but we're on the path. But one of those partners we have really expanded our connection with, and we're so happy to be co-located on this location with UConn Hartford. And they opened up, even though they are very challenged for space in their own location on the Hartford campus, opened up their space to us, even if it meant sharing it with us and sharing it with others, to ensure that we could continue those services. Our partnership with UConn is a fabulous opportunity for us here in the community, in this library, to strengthen the opportunities that are available to the public. And I would like to welcome Karen Tatargo, who is the director of the UConn Hartford Campus Library, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Bridget. I am really honored to join you today to celebrate, thank you, downtown's reopening. I have seen just how hard you and your team have worked to get to this point today, and I'm excited to see the community enjoy the re-envisioned spaces. So UConn Hartford, which is right across the street at the Times building, oh, thank you, Jess, has been a buzz about returning to Hartford Public Library. Students are looking forward to returning to the classrooms and the library spaces housed in Hartford Public Library, and I expect many will be coming to explore the new spaces as we roll into finals in the next few weeks. So the campus and the library also have a new endeavor here at Hartford Public Library. We are looking forward to expanding our existing partnership with Hartford Public Library on a new CoLab initiative. And as the name suggests, the CoLab will allow UConn Hartford and also UConn Library to grow and strengthen their community-focused collaborative work right in the center of downtown's most vibrant community hub at Hartford Public Library. It's really an amazing opportunity for us, and we are looking forward on embarking on this new initiative with our partners and colleagues at Hartford Public Library, especially at such a pivotal time in the library's history. So thank you for welcoming us back, Bridget, to Hartford Public Library, and congratulations on your reopening.
Thank you, Karen, and am I correct in saying that classes will resume in January for the next semester? Yay! We're so happy to have students coming back in the building. As I mentioned, our colleagues at the City of Hartford have been integral to making sure that this project moved forward. So I want to thank the entire city, but definitely the Hartford Fire Department, our first responders. When I got here on Christmas Eve, they were already hard at work. They had covered things up. They were swishing the water down the stairways. Those first responders were critical to making sure that we could preserve as much as we were able to do. So thank you, HFD, for your incredible response. Development Service, Public Works, Budget Office, but a special shout out to Sarah Lowenthal, who is the risk manager at the city, who was really with us, hip to hip from those early days, helping us navigate the insurance process, which I know we're in the insurance capital of the world, but it was a process that we needed help navigating, and she was fabulous. With that, I want to thank Travelers. They are our insurance company and our coverage, and working with us to make sure that we were able to place that claim and get the support that we needed to make the repairs. And now on to our design team. I am so excited for you to see, and we're almost ready to get you back in the library, but wait until you see this space. We have engaged what I think for the best library in the country, the best design team in the country, Margaret Sullivan Studio, who are with us today. They designed this library. It is incredible. It is based on the feedback that we got from all of you when we asked, what do you need, what do you want in your library? So I can't wait for you to see it. I also want to give a shout out to TSKP Studio, that's Witt and Patter here. They were our coordinating architects, a local firm. So happy to have them be our partners in this. We would not have been able to bring those visions to life without Downs Construction. Downs, thank you. There's so many of you here today. But Scott, Chuck, Alex, Mike, you guys were here day in, day out, making sure that the work got done, the subs were coordinated, and everything worked. And no matter what kind of crazy thing Mary or I would call you with, you were like, yep, we'll get it done. Thank you so much for being our partners in this. Fabulous subcontractors. You know, it takes so many people and so many different talents and skill sets to get a project like this underway. RZ Design, Perfect Temp, Red Thread, Adams and Ahern, BDO, ESC, Nationwide, just so many. I'm sure I forgot something, but I want to give a shout out to all of them because they've really worked so hard with us on that. And last but certainly not least, my incredible HPL team, the branch locations, all of our public service staff. Yes. You guys are it. The branches, they took so much more on in this time. They opened more hours, more days. We had more staff there, and the community showed up. So I want to thank my branch colleagues and our special service locations and our outreach team for really going above and beyond and making sure that we could still serve the public even though this location was closed. And to my capital project team, Mary T, to Letty, Cash, Marie, Carl, Nelson, the entire IT team, all my maintenance and facility staff, and of course, the entire group. It doesn't happen without any single one of you on the staff, so thank you. And certainly last, but definitely not least, our board. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the board of directors of this organization, and we could not have done this. It wouldn't have happened without this particular board, without the support and guidance. Their fiduciary responsibility is something that they really take to heart. They are your representatives. They are there to ensure that we are good stewards of the funds entrusted to us, whether or not it be insurance proceeds or state funding or city funding, to be advocates for us and to make sure that our policy and governance ensures that we are aligned with our mission and that we're doing the good work for you. So thank you so much to my board. There's so many of you here today. I appreciate it so much. You're an incredible group of people. And representing the board today is our board chairman, David Barrett.
So what a great day. Anything I would say at this point is redundant, and I know all of you are anxious to get inside and see the brand new library. So just 3 quick points. I want to reiterate the thanks first to the state and the Speaker Ritter, a fellow that, as he says, we've been longtime neighbors and now we're colleagues. The support of the state has been immense. A shout out to Governor Lamont for listening to Matt, and I knew that was a lift for Matt. To the city and to the mayor, who was, as you may or may not know, Arunan was on the library board and was just a tremendous asset at that time. And so while we're thrilled that he's the mayor, we are disappointed that he had to step off the board, but I think he is serving the city well. And then the third thanks, and Bridget mentioned this, is to our community partners, and some of them are in the audience today. But we would not have been able to provide the services and programs for the last 2 years without the support and help of all of our community partners. And so to them, I want to have a special thank you as well.
We want to get right to cutting the ribbon and letting you in this fabulous location. So can I have, I know we've got TSKP come up and Margaret Sullivan and Downs, and let's cut the ribbon.
1, 2, 3.
My name is Bridget Quinn. I'm the president and CEO of the Hartford Public Library. The big news is that the downtown library is open for business. We're welcoming the public back in our doors. This is phase one. We've restored service. We have collections. We have computers. We have tables and chairs and things for people to do. We have a fabulous cafe, so people can come back to the library and use it. So we're really, really happy to be able to bring the public back in. So after our flood 2 years ago, we had really catastrophic damage to so much of our library. So we had to replace ceilings and floors and walls. We had to put in a new elevator, but it also gave us the opportunity to refresh the design. And when we went out to the community to ask them what they wanted to feel colorful and warm and welcoming. So the design that we have is reflective of the beautiful diversity that we have in this community, of all sorts of inspirational colors that you'll see in other parts of the city, to make people see that this is a space for them and it's welcoming, and we want them to feel great when they're in it. We have been putting this out on social media, and we will continue to do so. It's on our website. We have some, exterior screens that are promoting our hours and our new service, new signage. So we're trying to get the word out as much as we can that the downtown library is open for business.